extremely historic event, no matter which way your political opinion is. We witnessed and lived through the rise of technology. Fun fact for you, we actually completed our kindergarten year before the first iPhone was invented. Now there's, I don't know how many iPhones. We faced many changes in education and have had to adapt to those changes in technology and education. Those are just some of the changes we've experienced among countless others. My point being that we've encountered change, and we have adapted to that change with fidelity and didn't let it hold us down. We've witnessed historical events that one day we'll tell our children and grandchildren about. Above all else, we have learned how to deal with change and how to continuously push forward and use those skills of adaptation to push us much farther in life, because change is ever occurring. Along with our ever-changing world, we have changed too. As a class, we have changed and adapted and grown as individuals to take on the challenges that lie ahead. It's important for us to remember who helped us to grow and change and become the people we are today. This includes every single parent, guardian, and family member of our graduates today. Without your support, guidance, and wisdom, everything that we are today would not be possible. Graduates, don't forget to thank your parents and your family for helping you to become the person you are today. They have done so much to get you here, and I am sure they are so proud of the person you have grown to be. Thank you also to every teacher, administrator, or support staff here at the district that has led us and taught us during our schooling. Thank you to those teachers who instilled knowledge in us. Thank you to those administrators who ensured that our teachers are given every material necessary and provide optimal learning environments to ensure the best education possible. And thank you to those classroom aides, secretaries, custodians, and cafeteria staff who made sure we had the support needed, the clean classrooms and buildings required, and the meals so necessary to keep us focused and dedicated to our education. Thank you to the current administration team, Dr. Saylor, Mrs. Bernaford, Mr. Fedison, Mr. Park, Mrs. Michaels, as well as the School Board of Directors for their continual support and dedication to education and their commitment to getting us to this point. Thank you to Mrs. Judy Ripka and Mrs. Carol Olson, who spent painstaking hours organizing and sorting all the awards and all the diplomas and creating the tickets and programs to make sure that we receive everything that we have earned and ensure that our graduation is successful and memorable. Thank you to Mr. Edward Fitzgerald, wherever he is, and our graduation coordinator, who has spent hours on end planning and organizing, all to ensure that the process of graduation is the best it could possibly be. Planning all of this is not an easy task by any stretch of the imagination. Thank you for all that you do, and please take a vacation after tonight. Thank you to Mrs. Maiken Poorman and Mr. Michael Wilson for being our class advisors for the past 4 years. It is no easy task being a class advisor, and it is extremely stressful. But I speak for the class as a whole when I say we couldn't imagine a better set of class advisors. I would also like to thank our class officer team of Vice President Lissy Prisby, Treasurer Elizabeth Nugent, and Secretary Kayla Fleming. I couldn't ask for a better group of people to serve alongside to ensure the prosperity of our beloved class. Thank you to the Bellefonte community as a whole. Without the support and care of this gracious and wonderful community, the Bellefonte Area School District wouldn't be where it is today. It wouldn't have the level of success that it has today. Finally, I personally want to thank you, class of 2019. I am incredibly proud of how much you have grown into the amazing people that you are today. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity and honor to serve as your class president for the entirety of our high school career. It has been a pleasure being able to serve you in this capacity. Sometimes you did make me question my life choices. I'd be lying if I said you didn't. One of those many times was on the senior class trip to New York City. Within the first hour of being there, one of you, not going to name names, got swindled out of $20. By the end of the day, I think the total swindling amount was $75, if I'm correct. That called the question, only one saying from Scooby-Doo, Ruh-roh. So, nonetheless, I couldn't ask for a better class to serve. You always kept me on my toes. It pushed me to be the best I could possibly be. And I truly look forward to every single day that I was able to come into Bellefonte Area High School and serve as your class president. You have truly taught me so much about life and service, and I will cherish those lessons forever. I will say one of my greatest accomplishments as class president is after 4 years, I can finally tell the Giacobbe twins apart. All joking aside, I truly believe that a class president is only as great as the people they serve. And with all humility possible, I think I'm a pretty awesome class president, so that really says something about you guys. Overall, we have so many people to be thankful towards and so much to be thankful for. So as I near the end of my speech, I'm going to start bringing out the cheesy inspirational quotes, so bear with me. Class of 2019, you are the future. Before me, I see nothing but potential. I see future doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers, journalists, carpenters, masons, accountants, actors and actresses, politicians, just to name a few. I know that in whatever you do, you will do it with excellence. We have never been a group that accepts the status quo. We have set our own precedents time and time again. We are the leaders of tomorrow. We are the ones who will change the world, one action at a time. When I think of this class, I think of a quote by President John F. Kennedy. President Kennedy said, "Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly." I can't think of another group that epitomizes this quote more than this class. Class of 2019, we have never been afraid to take risks, to take our passion and make it happen. I implore you, don't ever lose that spirit of willingness to pursue your passion. Always know that success is a product of failure. Just know that whatever you do, however many times you may fall, don't ever stop getting back up. Because as President Kennedy knew, you have to take a chance and fail in order to achieve success. So congratulations, class of 2019. We did it. Go out into the world and live your life with passion. Go out and be the dreamers, be the believers, but above all else, be the achievers. And never forget where you came from and who helped you to get to where you are today. And always live your life in Raider pride. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to call Superintendent of the Bellefonte Area School District, Dr. Michelle Saylor, to the podium.
I don't know. I'm really going to miss Max. That's a tough act to follow. I want to echo some of what Max talked about, and I want to first say to the parents, the families, the friends, everyone here that's supporting these graduates, it is because of you that they are where they are tonight. I have no doubt that they will follow the tradition of prior Bellefonte graduates and be inspired to embrace tomorrow's challenges and make a positive impact on our world. So thank you very much. To our graduates, I'm sure when you were growing up, you were asked many times what you wanted to be. For many of you, your answers most likely range from being a fireman, a doctor, a technician, a teacher, a veterinarian, a soldier, a dancer, an actor, a scientist, an astronaut, a professional athlete. And all are valuable to our society, and all are worthwhile aspirations. You probably responded to this question with an answer that fascinated you, or that you thought would be exciting or adventurous. And for a lot of you, you want to grow up to be this, and you can fill in your blank, because you wanted to help people. Although you may not at 4, 10, or even 13 years old have been thinking of this specifically, there was an element of service embedded in your choice. You wanted to grow up to do something of value and to be valued. As I looked over your senior survey, it was evidence that this purpose still colors your future plans. You shared that you want to help animals. You want to add value to life through music or technology. You want to touch students' lives as your lives have been touched. You want to create and construct and add to a body of knowledge that will generate fulfillment for others and yourself. And you want to keep people and communities safe and be invested in where you live. I want to focus on this aspect of value, of service, and I want to challenge the question itself. Rather than asking you what you want to be when you grow up, we should have been asking you about your legacy. When we ask you what you want to be, we are in many ways being finite. After all, once you achieve that goal, where do you go with it? Yes, it's honorable to be any of these things and more, but it's of greater importance to be a good person. It is critical for you to be more than a job or a career and to see yourself as such. A legacy is not about age, years served, or a specific job, career, or profession. A legacy is about the difference you will make in the world. It's about the body of work you will leave behind, the foundation for another's future, and how you contribute to growth, inspiration, opportunity, innovation, and humanity beyond your job. Legacy is about your character and the future you envision not only for you, but primarily for others. That's why we shouldn't be asking you what you will be when you grow up, but rather we should be asking you, what's the legacy you will leave behind? It isn't too late to begin asking this question, nor is it ever too early. Over the course of your time here at Bellefonte, even if you've not specifically thought about a legacy, you have begun to lay the foundation that will shape it. You have earned awards as Eagle Scouts and Girl Scout Gold, and you envisioned and completed a service or project that positively affected others. You spent hours imagining, planning, and putting on mini-thons and working with 4 Diamonds with no expectation other than to collect donations and resources for those in need. You've mentored younger students through the early childhood program, clubs, and athletics. You invested your time and ideas in Heroescape to serve those who serve us. You entertained others and brought magic into their lives through drama and music and art. You created empty bowls and filled them so you could fill the lives of others. You participated in Day of Caring. You manned the polls so people could lend their voice. Some of you completed mission work within the United States, some beyond. Many of you engaged in service work within our community, some of you abroad. You pushed yourself out of your comfort zones. You overcame challenges, even when your kayaks were sinking, just so you could positively affect change within our world. As a group, you completed in excess of 11,635 hours of service to our community. I want to stop there. 11,635 hours. I think you deserve a hand. That's amazing. You set the foundations for your future, a future that goes far beyond your simply a career. And now, as you leave our halls, I challenge you to be even more reflective, to think purposefully about your legacy, and to actively work toward developing it. At times, you will need to push your ego aside. At times, you will have to sacrifice your desires for another's needs. And at times, you will have to shift your paradigm. Equally significantly, as shared by Glenn Lopez, a contributor to Forbes, you will need to remember that legacy is not defined at the end of the road, but rather by the moments shared, the decisions made, the actions taken, and even the mistakes overcome throughout the many phases of your life. Again, it is not time-bound, but rather a discovery process contingent upon inspiration, faith, influence, intention, and direction. It is about continuing to make a positive difference. A legacy is about reflection and action. How will you measure your progress and your growth? How will you impact our community and our world? How will you be remembered? Michelle Obama, former First Lady of the United States, talks about life stories. She reminds us in her autobiography that often the story we write is a product of the stories that came before us, of the people, our friends, family, acquaintances, and strangers that influence our values and behaviors, that challenge our ideas, and that broaden our perspectives. In the preface, she shares, your story is what you have, what you will always have. It is something you own. And I challenge that when coupled by thoughtful development of your legacy, because your legacy is your final draft, it will be a story that will become the preface for the stories of others. And if written well, how wonderful could that be? So please, each of you, be curious, be courageous, be kind, be purposeful in your life, and change our world one problem, one opportunity, one person, and one idea at a time. Write a story that will be read for generations to come. Be transformative in your legacy. I am so, so proud of all of you. All the best. Let's ask Mr. Fedison.
Good evening. My name is Mike Fedison, the principal of Bellefonte Area High School. Before I begin tonight, I do want to note that there was one error in your program. Under the presentation of the class, we do have the wrong date in there. Please accept our apologies. We will correct that. We will get a note out to senior parents early next week as to how we can get those to you for that mistake. So thank you for your patience. But thank you to Dr. Saylor. Thank you, Max. I'd like to again take a moment to extend my sincerest thanks to all the faculty and staff of Bellefonte Area High School, the Bellefonte Area School District, and the Board of School Directors. You've all had a hand in helping these students reach their goals to become Bellefonte graduates. I'd also like to thank the class advisors, Mr. Ed Fitzgerald, our graduation coordinator, the office and custodial staff, and of course Mrs. Judy Ripka, who none of this could be possible without her. There's many long hours, many checking and double checking, and we certainly thank her for her efforts this evening. But most importantly, I think I want to thank all of you that are here with us tonight, because without you, these students would not be here with us. So if I could ask the class of 2019 if you could please take a moment and give all these folks a nice round of applause for supporting you. I wanted to take a few moments tonight to offer some anecdotes and experiences that I've had that hopefully can guide you as you leave Bellefonte Area High School. If I'm correct, you are the 135th graduating class of Bellefonte Area High School. I'm sure that's correct. Max is bobbing his head. I'm sure he's done the math and double-checked my facts. Is that right, Max? Yeah, okay, good. So as Dr. Saylor said, you are the ones that will become the next doctors, attorneys, statesmen, engineers, scientists, musicians, soldiers, guardsmen for this country. You're all unique and will venture away from home in the coming years. Some of you may return home, and some of you will travel the globe for the rest of your lives. But I want you to know that no matter where you go, inevitably, there will be a Bellefonte graduate near you. Bellefonte graduates do great things, and we know that you will do the same. And like you, a couple of decades ago, I set out into this world with my own hopes and dreams. And now realizing those that I'm here with you, I'd like to talk about those a little bit. I'd like to share with you some interesting fun facts about things I've learned along the way. I found these earlier. I can certify they're true because they were on the internet. But if you bear with me, we'll go through these. There's only 5. Number 1, you breathe an average of 7 million times per year. Second, the main library at the University of Indiana sinks an inch every year because when it was built, the engineers didn't take into account the weight of the books. You can go check it out. I swear it's true. A bloodhound is the only animal whose evidence is admissible in court. Number 4, more than 50% of the people in the world have never made or received a phone call. And lastly, I found this one the most interesting. You cannot breathe through your nose while sticking out your tongue. You cannot breathe through your nose while sticking out your tongue. Okay. We can test that one later, maybe. I don't know. Don't go passing out on me in the middle of the speech. Stay with me, all right? All right, so 20-some years ago, when I was a sophomore here at Bellefonte Area High School, I participated in sports and athletics, and it was time for me to join maybe junior varsity and varsity football. And the coach at that time was someone you might know. He's actually our speaker of honor tonight, Mr. John Wetzler. Give Mr. Wetzler a round of applause. So I thought I'd get ahead of the curve a little bit. I was, maybe 125 pounds soaking wet in those days. So he had preseason workouts. So I thought I'll go out and I'll be, take the initiative and maybe I'll catch his eye to maybe get a spot on the team. And I think the first day we started running sprints, and about 10 minutes in, I was about sick. I wasn't in as good a shape as I thought I was. We went into the weight room, and there were some juniors and seniors in there, and it was obvious that I wasn't the strongest one in the weight room either. But I did have one thing going for me. I was fast. I could run. Isn't that right, Coach? I could run. Yes, okay, certified true right there. Okay, so I just knew if I could find a way to get on the field, maybe I could use that. Well, August came and those two-a-day practices started. We started, I think, at 8 o'clock, and we started with offense and then special teams, which I think we were done about 11:30, and then we'd come in for lunch, and then back out a few hours in the afternoon for defensive drills. And I don't think I've ever been more sore in my life than after those first few days, and I'm sure all of you, whether it's band camp or whatever you've done, can kind of share that experience. But I had to find a way to try to catch his eye. So one day we're doing special teams practice and we're doing kickoffs, right? So down the field and back, down the field and back, over and over, getting winded. And I heard Coach say to somebody, he said, that Fedison kid, he'll hustle. And he said, that's the way to get on the field Friday night, if you keep hustling. And that's what I did. And I got on the kickoff team, and I played enough snaps there to get a varsity letter my first year. But I remembered that was something I had to hold on to, a way to find a way to make an impact and be part of the team. And that's kind of what I charge all of you to do. When you go out, whatever it is you're going to do, maybe you can't be there right away, but what can you do to kind of make an impact from the get-go? But through it all, like the fact that we breathe 7 million times a year, I had to keep breathing. Sometimes because I needed to, sometimes because he made me, so we didn't pass out, but because you need to in order to keep going. And that was the positive thing I found. That was what I needed. And I was able to keep a positive attitude about that. And I got better and better every day. And we had a great experience this year as a school district. We had somebody come visit us by the name of John Gordon. And if you've heard of John Gordon, he's a pretty renowned speaker and author. And one thing that John Gordon talks about is something he calls the 1% rule. And what that is he asks you, can you give 1% more today than you did yesterday? Can you get 1% better today than you were yesterday? So that's sort of what I did. But can you do that? Absolutely you can do that. Can you study 1% more today to be a better student tomorrow? Can you learn something new at the garage and be a better mechanic tomorrow? Can you try new art media and be a 1% better artist tomorrow? It all comes down to three things. I told the 8th grade this morning at their promotion. It comes down to three things. You can't control much in life, but there are three things you can control. And that is your attitude, your actions, and your effort. Attitude, action, and effort. So commit to working hard. Commit to the process. Plan ahead. Work when it's time to work, and rest when it's time to rest. And ultimately, don't become a sinking library. Okay? Plan for your life to hold much knowledge and weight. And remember to trust yourselves. I had to learn this over time, but you maybe need to become confident in your decisions. Trust yourself. Forge ahead. I know you've had moments of indecision and uncertainty, but you've climbed the mountain, you've reached the peak, and now you see what lies on the other side. Know that you are ready. You know what you know, and you're ready to take on the next challenge. And whatever those challenges are, be like the bloodhound. Trust yourself because you are ready, and you are good at what you do. Take time to unplug. We get so caught up in our daily lives that sometimes we miss the smallest, most important things. And along the journey, you're going to need support. There's a coach at the University of Minnesota. His name is P.J. Fleck. And he has a philosophy that's called rowing the boat. And in essence, that represents teamwork and togetherness. He says the oars are your energy. The boat represents sacrifice. And the compass is your direction towards a common goal. We all need people to help us row the boat. So if you think about a rowboat, you're always facing in the other direction. You can only see what's behind you. You don't know if there's smooth water ahead, or rough, or rocks, or sunsets. So spend time with those people that will help you row your boat. Spend time and be unplugged. And don't miss the scenery by just letting it pass you by. And last, you cannot breathe through your nose while sticking out your tongue. I thought about that, and I thought, what's the life lesson there? And to be honest, there isn't one. I just wanted to see how many of you would do it while I gave this speech. It was like the whole first 3 rows. They're just standing there with their tongue out. But in all seriousness, this is a bittersweet day for me, as it might be for you. We're ready to move on, but we're sad about the friends and memories we'll leave behind. I think about the special memories we've had, the silly moments, the more serious discussions, the times we've come together, all trying to make this place better. So I call upon you now with that charge. As you leave this place, work hard to make your new place better than it was before. Trust yourself, breathe, prepare, be good at what you do, and do it with a smile, as we will do our job with a smile as we think of you. May you always have peace, joy, health, and happiness wherever you go. Congratulations. Thank you. And it's now my privilege to introduce the Bellefonte Area High School class of 2019 valedictorian, Miss Hallie Mitchell.
Good evening, and thank you to everyone here, parents, friends, teachers, administrators, and students. For everyone in this room has had an impact on the success of all of us graduates. To the class of 2019, we are such a remarkable class. As we leave BAHS, I think it's important to take the time to recognize the impact we have had on Bellefonte and the impact that Bellefonte has had on us. First of all, we have represented Bellefonte with pride in our extracurricular activities. We have had excellent sports teams, with our class contributing to many district titles and the list of all-star players. Our performing arts department has seen Isaac Award winners and PMEA and NAFME participants due to our class. We have had high membership in our multiple honors societies who are doing services and honors for the community. Many of our other clubs have earned awards and impacted the community. We have started clubs following our passions. We don't just come here for school. We've come here to explore our interests, excel in what we do, and have an impact. The class of 2019 has done all of these things. I can't undercut our academics, though, because our class has stellar grades, taking more APs than in previous years and excelling in them so well that we helped our school earn a spot on the AP honor roll. Going through all the cum laudes and magna cum laudes and summa cum laudes at awards night may have felt like forever, but it's because our class has had such amazing academic accomplishments. Our CPI students at their awards ceremony also had a great number of awards, and so we should all be proud of that. Our work ethic is impeccable, and our desire to learn is insatiable. But most importantly, everyone here has finally made it. Everybody is sitting in a seat wearing the same cap and gown as the person next to them. The class is graduating. And whether for some it felt like a joy or a curse or just a fact of life that we had to be here every day for the past 4 years, we all made it. The administration is proud of us. Our family members are beaming. Some probably already got out tissues. I saw you, Mom. I did. But our friends, teachers, and siblings are all here to celebrate our accomplishments. No matter how each of us got here, today is a tremendous day and an amazing achievement. Despite our differences, one characteristic that has gotten us here and has set us apart from any other class that I have walked these halls with is our assertiveness. We insist upon our beliefs, and we aren't afraid to stand up for what we believe in. Many of us participated in the walkout last year, despite the consequences we knew were awaiting. We have gone to the school board or appealed to the administration if there was something wrong that we wanted to see changed. We didn't just idly stumble through these halls, but we walked, watched, and acted. And through all of that, we have really made our mark on this school. And so while we have had a large impact on Bellefonte, the school and district have had such a huge impact on us. Whenever we walked into this building for the first time as a class, we were wide-eyed, brace-faced, small little teenagers, scared of what was coming for the next couple of years of our lives. But look at us now. We are mature, young adults, ready to take on what comes next. We have been prepared with knowledge, with skills, and with characteristics that will allow us to face the world and take it by storm. Our energy has been cultivated by teachers and administrators at this school that will allow us to achieve great things. And it has really been a group effort because each of us have pushed each other and supported one another to allow all of us to reach our full potential. And so I know we have all had various memories throughout high school. And so here are some of the personal ways that Bellefonte has impacted us through quotes via my fellow classmates. What I will remember most about my time at Bellefonte is what I learned from this class. At times we could be pretty edgy with one another, but never once did I get the impression that we truly hated someone within our class. We are never afraid to advocate for ourselves, extremely passionate, and have the courage to stand up for what we know is the right thing. When faced with a challenge, we looked it in the eye and said, "Move." What I have learned is that it is amazing how many people can come together over certain things. When we all band together for something we believe in, it's an amazing feeling. Bellefonte was indeed a place of excellence. Not always in the ways you expect it to be, but when needed to. Students went above and beyond in all categories. The students are what make Bellefonte exceptional. At Bellefonte, I've learned to experiment. I've learned to try harder than ever before, and I learned that it's okay to be wrong sometimes. No matter what the mistake may be, it's important to learn and grow from it, not dwell on what can't be changed. Based on these opinions and those of many others not quoted, I think that I can safely assume that we have all garnered experience and wisdom from Bellefonte, and a lot of that has come from one another. We will always be the Bellefonte class of 2019, and there's no other class that can do what we have done. So, as we all go our separate ways, I want to leave you with a quote that I found that I think is very fitting. No graduation speaker will ever tell you that the future is anything but uncertain. It never is. But graduations need not only be obsessed with looking ahead. A graduation can be a day on which we turn back and trace our steps to see how we ended up where we are. So with that in mind, remember what these halls have taught us and how we have created our own destiny, and carry that with you in all of your future endeavors. Carry the drive, carry the ambition, carry the assertiveness, and most of all, carry the excellence that this school has taught us. For now, we are free to go into the world as we please and are equipped with the skills to succeed and thrive. The world is now your stage, so go ahead and play your part. Thank you. It is now my honor to introduce the Sal to my Val, the class of 2019 salutatorian, Miss Lizzie Jacoby.
Good evening, class of 2019, teachers, administrators, friends, and family. I know Fitz strongly suggested we do not bring our phones, but I'd like to take a selfie. Don't worry, Fitz, I'll put my phone back onto cell phone mode.
Thank you, Jacoby.
I would first like to congratulate the class of 2019 for making it through these long, long 4 years. I would also like to thank all the teachers that have guided us through our years here at Bellefonte. We would not have made it to this day without them, and we also wouldn't have learned the great life lessons they have to offer. I think the people here supporting us also need a thank you, so could we get a hand for all of the parents and families and loved ones? Graduation, the end of a chapter of our lives, but the beginning of another. It's time to answer the question everyone's been asking us for the past 12 years. What do you want to do when you grow up? I wish it was as easy as it seems. Someday I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a scientist. But it isn't that simple. Even those who think they have everything planned out aren't really sure what life has in store for them. 30% of college students change their major at least one time. I've already changed mine since I applied to Penn State. We have many people in the class of 2019 who are already certified for a job after high school. Without these highly skilled tradespeople, our society wouldn't be able to thrive. Once in the workforce, the average person will change jobs 5 to 7 times. There are some of you out there who still have no clue what you want to do with your future. Who out there doesn't know what they want to do when they grow up? Yeah, a few. I see a few on stage here as well. That's okay. We have gone through enough quizzes, lectures, and aptitude tests to know what others think we'll be good at. It can be a little daunting being in charge of this big decision. Up until now, we were basically forced to go through the same structure of school. But this new chapter of life we call the shots. Everyone has their own path in life, and it's time for us to go our own ways. We will make mistakes, but that's how we will learn. No matter what you do after graduation, working, going to college, or just following your dreams, I encourage you to do something that makes you happy. I leave you now with the wise words of Eleanor Roosevelt. Happiness is not a goal, it's a byproduct of a life well lived. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker, Mr. John Wetzler, to the stage.
Hey, Coach. Wow, I guess the pressure's on now. Thank you, Elizabeth. Good evening, Dr. Saylor, Ms. Burniford, members of the Board of Education, our administrative team, faculty, support staff, proud parents, grandparents, relatives, and friends, but most importantly, good evening, members of the class of 2019. I promised my family that my talk would not be too long, and I'd try to get to the point quickly. Supposedly, I have a habit of speaking more than I should. And I know the reason that I don't want to speak too long, because you did not come here to hear me speak for 20 or 30 minutes. You came to see one or more people graduate, just like I did. I must say I was very surprised, but I was humbled and honored when asked to give this address. I graciously said yes, after hesitating for about 5 seconds to think about it. I have fortunately been able to spend many days with this class over the past 4 years as a substitute teacher here at the high school. I've watched them grow, mature from the time they entered the high school over the last 4 years. I've been able to see firsthand their successes and disappointments over that time. I've watched their smiles, heard their laughter, and sometimes seen their tears from life events. Because of what they have experienced over the past 13 years of formal and informal education, we feel that they are now ready to spread their wings and to take off on their own journeys like many of us have experienced on ours. So what can I share with you tonight, the class of 2019, that you might find relevant or interesting? I decided that I would share some of my experiences of my life's journey. So here it goes. There are 4 points I would like to emphasize to you this evening. They are the opportunity to live your dream. Things don't always go according to plan. You have lots to be thankful for, and whatever you choose to do it full bore and to the best of your ability. I believe that all of you have been blessed with opportunity and with the tools necessary to turn this opportunity into reality. I graduated from high school 51 years ago. We didn't have cell phones, we didn't have social media, we didn't bring backpacks to school with every book in our, what should have been in our locker in our backpack. Most families had one vehicle. We didn't have telemarketers, and most people didn't have the use of credit cards. What we did have, however, was outstanding music, amazing muscle cars, and outstanding people of influence. I personally was blessed with many outstanding teachers and coaches who motivated me to live my dream. Let me explain that to you. I had people like Mr. Joseph Humphreys, who is a true legend in fly fishing on the world stage, who was my wrestling coach and PE teacher, who took his PE classes to the Bald Eagle Creek for fishing. He was the force behind the establishment of the Spring Creek chapter of Trout Unlimited, and he also helped clean up pollution in Spring Creek. Now 90 years old, he's still very active in fishing activities, and they just released a film of his life in his honor called Living the Stream. If you're interested in fishing, I would encourage you to go see that film. There is a showing in July 13th, in State College. Coach Humphreys and I still see one another several times a year, and I very much look forward to those meetings. Another person I greatly respected was Mr. Daniel Besh. Berman was my line coach in football my senior year and became a true mentor and friend for the rest of his life, which unfortunately ended just a couple of months ago. He gave my wife a nickname. He called her the Lamb Street Special. She lived on Lamb Street, 346 East Lamb Street. 355-2440 was her phone number. I still remember it, and I still think she's very special. Last month, we celebrated our 47th wedding anniversary. Rest in peace, Burma. His granddaughter, Katie Besh, is a member of the class of 2019. My sincere sympathies, Katie, to you and your family. Mr. James Settle was my junior high football coach and elementary phys ed teacher, and later on my driver ed teacher, like Mr. Wilson at the high school. He had such a positive outlook on life, and he poured that positive attitude into his teaching, and I look forward to his gym class. I don't know if we're allowed to say that anymore or not, but his gym class each week. In those days, I also remember that he took his deer rifle during deer season, put it on the back seat of the driver ed car, and we traveled around the back roads of the school district, gaining experience, learning how to drive on the icy, snowy mountain roads. It was a different world then. I think it was loaded, but I never asked. We never saw any deer for me to find out. And finally, I remember going to the Besh's house, and Frosty Besh would advise me on how to do some of my English papers that I had due. Frosty was also the one who gave my wife the stromboli recipe, which became legendary as I was the head football coach here at Bellefonte. Because of these individuals and others, I wanted to go to college to be a teacher and a coach. My dad, however, had other plans for me. Our family business wasn't education or coaching, if you know what I mean. But he allowed me to go to school. He said, I'll give you 5 years and you'll be tired of, not in his words, but mine, those young people talking back to you. I loved history and still do. I majored in secondary education, social science at Lock Haven University, and I graduated from there in 1972. When I started there, it was Lock Haven State College. Before that, it was Lock Haven State Teachers College. And I mention that because I know some of you are going to go to LHU, and I wanted you to be aware of that. I also remember it cost me $5,000 for all 4 years, which included my room, board, tuition, and books. My parents didn't have the money, but somehow scraped together $1,000. The rest was on student loans. My student loan payment was $61.29 a month for 8 years, and I'm glad to say it is paid off. After 5 years, my dad came to me and he said, John, are you ready to give up teaching? And I said no. So he said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 5 more years. After those 5 years, he came back to me and said, John, are you ready to get out of education? Again, I said no. He gave up on me leaving education and went to work on my younger brother, Jim, to take over the family business. Jim Wetzler has become one of the best brothers on the face of the earth for many reasons. I tell him that often. I really believe he thinks I'm kidding him. But because of him, I've been able to stay in education for over 46 plus years. So I hope each of you have the opportunity to live your dream and you take advantage of that. The second thing I wanted to mention, things don't always go according to plan. When I graduated from LHU in 1972, I received a phone call from my former high school principal. He asked me if I wanted a job teaching social studies and coaching at my alma mater. I said, sure. That was my dream job at the time. I definitely wanted to say yes. So he told me I had to come in for an interview. Afterwards, he told me I had the job. I went home very, very excited. The following week, he called back and asked if I still had the books. And I said, of course. He said, would you please bring them back up here to the high school? I need to talk to you. So I asked permission to borrow the family car. It was a Ford station wagon. You may not understand what a station wagon is today, but it was a Ford station wagon. Drove up to the school. When I got there, the principal said, we just hired a new football coach. He wants to bring an assistant coach with him. He teaches social studies and has several years of experience. We are going to give him the job that you interviewed for. I was devastated. It was too late to get a full-time job, so I started out as a substitute teacher. I made $33.33 a day. I worked between 2 school districts. That summer, I also worked to help clean up after Hurricane Agnes. I made $2 an hour, and they didn't take any taxes off, cleaning out the storm drains along the highway. My big break came when Mr. Wolford, the Bellefonte principal, asked if I would be interested in doing a maternity leave for a business math teacher at the high school by the name of Mrs. Sell. I knew nothing about business math, but I jumped at the opportunity because I'd be making over $150 a week, $600 a month. I finished out the year, and over the summer, Bellefonte needed 2 social studies teachers, and I got one of those jobs. I knew a good thing when I saw it. I never left, haven't left yet. I never gave up, even though Bellefonte was never on my radar. On July 4th, 1939, Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse of baseball, famed for his 2,130 consecutive games played streak, made one of the most memorable speeches in the annals of sports. He said at home plate that day, for the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad break. News in those days was transmitted by newspapers and a relatively new invention called the radio. Yet today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Mr. Gehrig went on to explain why he considered himself the luckiest man. Some of his reasons were the organization that he played for, the Yankees, the people he was associated with, his teammates, the many friends he met along the way. He concluded by saying, maybe I have been given a bad break, but I have an awful lot to live for. In no way am I comparing myself to Lou Gehrig, but I believe we all have lots to live for and to be thankful for. Each one of you have friends and family who love you unconditionally and think the world of you. Don't forget to thank them. I believe we still live in the best place on earth. We still have many opportunities if we take advantage of them. We still have a great standard of living and an opportunity to further develop our minds, our technology. And there's a plan for each of us. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. There are many new inventions and ideas that are going to be developed during your lifetime, and I'm sure many of you will be leading the way. Finally, whatever you choose to do, I encourage you to find something that you really, really, really enjoy, and always do it to the best of your ability. Many times I've said, when Max Kroll or Rainer Yakic or Olivia Fisher or others would ask me the question, Mr. Wetzler, how are you doing today? My response was, living the dream. I've always felt I never had to work a day in my life. I only ever went to school. Again, I'm not saying our teachers don't work hard. They do. I'm saying I found something that I really enjoyed, so it never seemed like work to me. And I hope to be able to do it for a few more years. If you can find that something that you really, really enjoy, it won't seem like work to you either. The class of 2019 has many great memories in it, and I want to wish you all nothing but the best, but especially to Emma DeHaas and Ashton Wetzler, two of our 6 grandchildren. I have sincerely enjoyed my time with you, and I hope all of you have a long and happy life. As I conclude my remarks today, please remember to take care of the opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities that you have. Sometimes things aren't going to go according to plan, but don't give up. You have lots to be thankful for, so be sure to thank those that love and support you. And whatever you choose to do it full bore and give it your best. God bless. Congratulations to the class of 2019. Thanks for allowing me to share today. And as Paul Harvey used to say, now you know the rest of the story. Good day.
Okay, class of 2019, here we go. Are you ready? So members of the class of 2019, each of you is to be recognized for having met all of the requirements for graduation of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Bellefonte Area School District, and having earned that right and privilege of being graduated from Bellefonte Area High School. I therefore present the class of 2019 for graduation to Mr. John Gazar, President of the Bellefonte Area School Board.
Hallie Kate Mitchell, valedictorian, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Joy Jacoby, salutatorian, summa cum laude. Max Owen Krell, president, cum laude. Lissy May Prisby, vice president, cum laude. Kayla Joy Fleming, secretary, cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Nugent, Treasurer, cum laude. Catherine Laura Abbott, summa cum laude. Victoria Faye Abbott, magna cum laude. Avery Jade Abersold. Afia Nyaka Ejapong. Meredith Catherine Albright. Madison Page Allen. Dylan Michael Alterio. Vance Andrew Alterio. Alyssa Renee Anthony. Caitlin Christine Aumann. Noah Daniel Badger. David Thomas Barone. Catherine Marie Bartko. Devin Michael Barton. Tessa Lynn Batts. Ashley Jean Bell, magna cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Besh, summa cum laude. Travis Allen Billett. Annika Marie Bialmi. Katrina Lynn Blood. Ryan Matthew Bossert. Hunter Brian Bowser. Mason Elaine Bradley. Preston Marie Bradley. Curtis Benjamin Breon. Elijah Claire Breon, cum laude. Alyssa Conchetta Bresler. Colton Allen Bird. Nolan Benjamin Burgess. Ashlyn Eden Burke. Nicole Marie Butler. Tamika Dawn Butler. Ashley Nicole Butts. Ryan William Carroll, cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Cecil. Zoe Taya Cole, summa cum laude. Madison Page Collins. James Thomas Craig. Samantha Jane Davis. Bailey Robert Decker, magna cum laude. Emma Lee DeHaas, magna cum laude. Liana Natalie Dmitriev. Morgan George Dorshenko. Nicholas Daniel Eckerd. Kagan Branson Eckley. Moriel Barnes Fernandez. Absent Robert James Vaquero, military. Grace Margaret Files. Trey Hunter Fishburne, cum laude. Bryce Harris Fisher. Nicholas David Fisher. Olivia Marie Fisher. Gabriel Alexander Funk. Saveda Rain Galoo. Lena Yasser Gonaim. Natalie K. Jacobe, summa cum laude. Jeremy Lee Gingrich. Megan Danielle Green. Melina Chris Grebe. Clarissa Nicole Hawk. Riley Scott Hackney. Brockton Theodore Hanscom. Ashley Susan Harpster. Emily Christine Harris, summa cum laude. Ashley Nicole Harder. Micah Andrew Heckathorn. Noah Lawrence Heiser. Caroline Ross Helms. Sophia Christine Helpman, magna cum laude. McKenna Brianne Hendricks. Julian J. Heredia. Erica Marie Hillard. Carrie Ann Hoover, summa cum laude. Samuel Zane Horner, magna cum laude. Andrew James Hubbas, cum laude. Simone Elise Howard. Andrew Joseph Howe. Anna Elizabeth Hunziker, cum laude. Megan Lee Irwin, summa cum laude. Reva Elizabeth Jabko. Matthew Edward Jacobs. Garrett Hunter Johnsonbaugh. Mason John Keeler. Skylar Marie Kellerman. Reese Daniel Kelly, magna cum laude. Griffin Breyer Kells. Megan Nicole Curlin. Jason Garner King. Casey Marie Knopf. Corby Allen Coleno. Jasmine Kozel. Garrett Nathaniel Kuhn. Carson Jean Custaborder. Marley Louise Lambert, summa cum laude. Christian Charles Laut, Jr. Stephanie Erica Lillydahl. Gretchen Renee Little, summa cum laude. Abby Rochelle Lohr, summa cum laude. Claudia Elizabeth Lopez. Ian Richard Lowry, summa cum laude. Austin Frank Lucas. Jaden Zachary Lucas. Quinn Ellery Lucas. Sienna Leanne Luth. Joseph Orlando Maggs, cum laude. Adam Alexander Maldonado. Adam James Marchini. Madeline Elizabeth Marsh, cum laude. Zachary Aaron McMaster. Alexandra Nicole Medford. Daniel John Methvin, magna cum laude. Jonathan Judah Aiden Meyer, magna cum laude. Joseph Parsons Meyer. Amelia Louise Miller, summa cum laude. Katie Nicole Mitchell. Vladislav Maximovich Moisiev. Savannah Lee Mundy. Riley Joseph Moore. Catherine Jane Morganti. Dylan William Muse. Kyle David Myers, magna cum laude. Alyssa Marie Nastis. Dante Anthony Nelson. Jacob David Nichols, magna cum laude. Taylor Jane Nichols. Jaden Ricky Nyman. Evan Charles Nyquist. Daniel John Orndorff. Abigail Rose Osborne. Brandon Paul Pasella. Victoria Bernadette Parsons, cum laude. Colton Stewart Peck-Neff. Shayla Elizabeth Pepperman. Christopher Robert Persico. Alexis Marie Pierce. Madeline Faith Polkinghorn, cum laude. Aiden Job Praskovich. Emily Nicole Pugh, magna cum laude. John Daniel Purnell Jr., magna cum laude. Justice Brian Reed. Sean Michael Reeder. Michaela Nicole Regal. Isabella Marie Renninger. Kaylee Nicole Raplogel. Elizabeth Rose Rice. Wilden Patrick Rice. Michaela Rayanne Richner. Caleb Christopher Rocky. Zachary Thomas Rocky. Kaylee Marie Rossman. Andrew Michael Schomer. Mason Alexander Schrader. Anna Kate Scott. Carolyn Grace Seibel. Tanner Christian Sell, cum laude. Jonna Michelle Sett, cum laude. Carmen Miranda Siebold, magna cum laude. Andrew Michael Sharp, cum laude. Timothy Allen Shawley, Jr. Jessica Leanne Sidwell. Leah Anselin Simon. Kenneth Logan Simpson. Ryan James Smith. Zebulon Slater Smoyer. Brandon Stephen Snook, summa cum laude. Kiera Christine Snook. Bailey Catherine Spangler, summa cum laude. Zachary William Spearley. Harley Sky Stallman. Cameron Scott Stevens. Alan James Stever, Jr. Cole Michael Stewart. Bruce Paul Stitzer, Jr. Skylar Kate Stoner. Nathan Paul Joseph Tice, cum laude. Noah Daniel Tressler. Abigail Leanne Tyson, summa cum laude. Jarrett Thomas Boise. Levi Wang. Collier Cameron Way. Anisha Marie Weaver. Ashton Dean Wetzler. Miranda Laura Whitehead. Jared Allen Williams. Samantha Nicole Winnett. Joseph Robert Watazik. Rainer Len Yakic. Brandon Ernest Young. Carolyn Ann Young. Morgan Ashley Young, magna cum laude.